In America, the gas station sign is more than just a price tag. It's a psychological barometer. It's the only product in our daily lives where the price is broadcast in 6-foot-tall glowing numbers on every street corner. We don't see the price of milk or eggs changing in real time as we drive to work, but we see gas. When that number jumps 10 cents overnight, it triggers a specific kind of American anxiety. We feel like we're being squeezed. We blame the president, we blame big oil, or we blame the local station owner. But the reality of why that number moves is a complex web of global chemistry, wartime logistics, and seasonal regulations that most people never see. Today, we're going to talk the actual mechanics of the pump. This is Dr. America, and this is why gas prices keep changing. To understand the change, we have to look at what you're actually buying. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the price of a gallon is split into 4 distinct buckets. The largest bucket, usually about 50 to 60% of the total cost, is crude oil. This is the raw, black gold pumped from the ground in places like West Texas, Saudi Arabia, or the North Sea. Because oil is a global commodity, the price is set on a world stage. If a factory in China closes or a pipeline in Canada leaks, the price of crude moves globally. This is the volatile part of your gas price. Next is refining, which accounts for about 15 to 20%. This is the cost of taking that thick, dark crude and boiling it down into the clear liquid that runs your engine. Refining costs aren't stable. In the spring, refineries have to shut down for turnaround, a period of intense maintenance. When they go offline, supply drops and your local price goes up. Then we have taxes, roughly 10 to 15%. This is the most stable part of the price, but it explains the geographic mystery. Why is gas $4.50 in California, but $2.90 in Mississippi? The federal government takes a flat 18.4 cents. The rest is your state. Some states use gas taxes to fix bridges. Others keep them low to attract business. The final 10% is distribution and marketing. This is the cost of the truck that drives the fuel to the station, and the profit for the person who owns the store. Here is a psychological truth. The person who owns the gas station usually makes the least amount of money on the gas itself. They want the price to be low, so you'll come inside and buy a coffee or a snack. That's where their actual profit lives. Why did prices jump in early 2026? To find the answer, you have to look thousands of miles away from the American suburbs. The U.S. is currently the world's largest oil producer, but we aren't an island. We operate in a global pool. Think of the world's oil supply like a giant bathtub. Every country is pouring oil in, and every country is pulling oil out. Even if America pours in more than anyone else, if someone else pulls the plug on the other side of the tub, say, due to a conflict in the Middle East or sanctions on a major exporter, the water level drops for everyone. In recent months, tension in the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway where 20% of the world's oil passes, has created what economists call a risk premium. Traders in New York and London aren't reacting to a shortage that has happened. They are betting on a shortage that might happen. This is the psychology of the market. Fear is a line item on your gas receipt. When news breaks of a drone strike or a diplomatic breakdown, the price at your corner station can rise within hours, even if that oil won't reach the U.S. for months. There is a hidden reason for price hikes that happens every single year like clockwork, yet most Americans have never heard of it. The seasonal switch. Gasoline is a volatile liquid. It evaporates. In the winter, evaporation isn't a huge deal. But in the heat of an American summer, gas evaporates so quickly, it creates massive amounts of smog and ozone pollution. To fight this, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, mandates a summer blend of gasoline. This blend is more stable, but it's also much more expensive to produce. The transition happens between March and May. Refineries have to drain their winter stocks and switch their entire chemical process. This boutique fuel requirement is why you almost always see a 10 to 30 cent jump right as the weather gets nice. It's not a conspiracy by oil companies to ruin your summer vacation. It's a chemical necessity to keep the air breathable. It's easy to feel powerless when you're standing at the pump, watching those numbers spin. But if we look at the data, the story of Dr. America is one of adaptation. In the 1970s, a gas spike could paralyze the country because our cars were massive and inefficient. Today, while the price per gallon is higher, the average American car goes significantly further on that gallon. We are slowly decoupling our daily lives from the volatility of the barrel. The next time you see the price change, don't just look at the sign, look at the world. The price of gas is a mirror of global stability, scientific regulation, and our own consumption. Understanding the why won't lower the price, but it does give us back our sense of perspective. Thank you for watching. If you found this breakdown meaningful, consider subscribing to help us unfold more of the American story. I'm Dr. America, and I'll see you on the next road.